Good. Admit. I need to get used to this new interface. Jeez. Okay, here we go. I think I got it. Add. Beauty. Okay. And I think we are broadcasting over there. And I think we're good. One more sec here. Okay, I think we're good. We are. Okay, cool. Well, I just had to reinstall Windows, guys, so I'm like, I'm all over the board over here. My computer crashed late last week, and I had to rebuild Windows, and it's a pain in the butt. Anyways, weekly coherence meditation. So, all right. So, quick little intro, guys. 1 minute intro, the usual for our weekly coherence meditation. Thank you, everyone, for joining. We are here for our weekly coherence meditation. We hold these every single week at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific time. The QR codes right over here. This is where you can actually find freedomsnap.org/Seth. That has all the details on everything you need to know about our weekly coherence meditations, including a link that you can add to your calendar to get a notification on your device. Go ahead, go over there. It also has a newsletter sign up. We're still in the process of migrating that over to Seth's new website right over here, I'mAwakeNowWhat.com. And I don't have the copy of the book in front of me, but also while you're going over there, he's offering a free ebook and a free physical book if you'd like to pay the, I think it's like $7 or $8 shipping or something. Definitely grab your book over there. It's free. Get added to the email list. And get notified of all updates and everything good for with our coherence meditations and more. So let's see. We do restream these to YouTube, actually minus Facebook now because Facebook redid some of their streaming stuff. So right now, guys, you are linked from Facebook over to YouTube. And while you're over at YouTube, please, please, please like, share, subscribe. Try to throw off the YouTube mechanism and let's keep this train going. We've been at this for over 13 months with the weekly coherence meditations, and I think we've only missed like maybe 3 or 4, maybe 5. I got it on my right hand. But anyways, so while you're over there, let's see the YouTube channel, Cosmic Gaia Community. That is our main YouTube channel. So we stream. We are holding our live event here on Zoom. So you're more than welcome to come on over to Zoom and join us here live. It doesn't mean you need to show your video or anything. Just go over to freedomsnap.org/Seth. That QR code right there. And while you're at it, that QR code is for Cosmic Gaia Community. So the format of our coherence meditations, first 10 to 15 minutes, brief intro, brief discussion, and then we'll go directly into the coherence meditation. And if you feel like it and you're deep into your state, you are more than happy, you're more than free to just drop off the Zoom and continue without us while we end our session over here. So we do encourage everyone to do this as a daily practice. Just take a little time out for each day. And I forgot the recordings are also available over at Cosmic Gaia Community YouTube channel. So the last week's title was Echoes of Healing, Unlocking the Power of Your Voice. And the title for this week is World Illumination, Lighting Up Hearts on World Meditation Day. And yes, it is World Meditation Day. I did not know there was such a thing until Seth told me today. So I had to go and Google it. And Chat GPT kind of gave back some little insights, but there is not really anywhere that it says that it originated from, but it's just basically to raise awareness about the positive impacts of meditation, such as reducing stress, enhancing emotional health, promoting all overall mental clarity. And it has some other stuff in there. So don't want to get into all that. So if you do have a topic in mind for future sessions, do please comment below at the YouTube video right here, and we will see that and put it in the queue. Anyways, get relaxed, go into a sacred space and get some water, get comfortable, and let's start this. So, Seth, how the heck are you?
Oh my gosh, I am alive and well. I'm breathing, I'm happy, and whenever stress comes up, I just face it with that happiness, that trust, that love, because I'm choosing to do it. I'm not a victim of circumstances. And
Like,
go
like
ahead.
what else? No, I was just telling you before this call. I was just like, well, I can dwell on just like my computer crashing because I've just been so inundated with just work and rebuilding stuff. But hey, it is what it is, right?
Well, but also
So,
like let yourself get upset,
mhm.
like let yourself just go through the feelings and just be agitated or annoyed or whatever. Feel it, be it. There's a great trick I learned actually while I was incarcerated. And they're basically like five different exercises. I can't remember the name of the author, but I can find it later. But basically, one of the exercises was called, I don't know what basically, this is what it did. You're going through chaos, you're just like struggling, and you just stop and you just, okay, is that all you got? You literally talk to your stress like that. Like, is that all you can bring? Is that it? And you do everything you can to feel it in those moments. And so it creates this like flurry of all your senses just condensing it to one. And then it starts to clear because you faced it head on. You felt it. You don't, this isn't about bypass. And I think many people are beginning to realize that. And like the whole light and love idea there, everybody's talking about. I don't know. I don't really see that very often. Do you, Greg?
you know,
Is it
no, not really.
I mean, people always
Yeah,
accuse people of it, but it's like, okay, it's all life, all the tough stuff is with all the love and light, and to the degree that you face that with honesty, you can be afraid, you can have all kinds of concerns about it, but what we face begins to dissolve in our face, just dissolves, it starts to go away. Flooding, that's what that technique is. Flooding. So when you flood yourself, all that challenges you and holds you back, you get beyond it and you move into new potentials. So with that said, it's fascinating because I was talking to one of my friends this morning, we were chatting, and she said, today's world meditation. It's like, what? So I thought that was great because our meditation just happens to be on May 21st, the meditation day globally. So I love that. And it also has reminded me about other things that we're doing because there's been so many studies. I think since the 40s, there's been a lot of studies that show the power of group meditation. You get a whole bunch of people together and it reduces crime in cities. I mean, they have like every kind of study and it works over and over and over. And a lot of people, like in the whole doom and gloom world, people are like, I don't know how the world is still going. How's it still heading? How does it still exist with all the chaos happening? And there's a lot of people who feel that in many non-English speaking places like Tibet, India, there's there are really advanced meditators, people that are rumored to have been alive for hundreds or thousands of years, and entire communities of people who are meditating daily. And then in in Colombia, Sierra de Santa Marte, it's the Colombian mountain range there. Trying to think of, well, they call it the heart of the world. Like if the earth was to have different chakra points, whatever, that's considered the heart of the world. And there's an indigenous tribe or race of people who got out of Colombia when all the Spanish conquistadors came in, and they are literally in what is called the heart of the world. And many people think that it's these little indigenous cultures around the world that have had lineages of individuals meditating for hundreds, thousands of years. And that's really exciting. And it's exciting to me because when I was incarcerated, I literally saw what happened when I would be in coherence with my own life force, when the other men around me wanted to learn what I was doing because they felt it, and then how it all just kept growing. I noticed as the next person started practicing, really getting into harmony with this miracle that we all are, that would inspire other people. And before we knew it, there's a group of us all doing this. And then when the group gets really strong, that's a lot of coherent energy. You're in tune with your brain and your heart, and they're totally interconnected like a super organ. Then all of the bones, the organs, the glands, all of that gets into coherence with the heart and the brain. And from there, things just start to really happen. And in a prison of all places where there's like a little group of us doing this, it affects everybody, everybody. And in a environment like that, it's pretty inspiring because if they could do it in there, then we can do it out here. And I think World Meditation Day is that idea set into motion. And I've been thinking a lot, and as Greg and I and others on here talk about the 100th monkey, where when one monkey starts learning new information, others in other parts of the world also do, which suggests morphogenic fields by Rupert Sheldrake, which is that the individual that is attaining higher levels of knowing is able to connect to the collective energy field of their species, and information is distributed. That goes for us too. And so I was like, wow, it'd be amazing. What if there were 1 million people all meditating together regularly? That's the millionth monkey. Or maybe it'd take just 1,000 people. But I've been thinking of setting a goal, like, let's get 1 million people meditating together regularly. And would that mean that we make some money setting up? Yeah, absolutely. But until the world changes, this is how it is. This is what the systems of the world look like. And I'm 111% mission driven. Anything outside of expenses is going to go right back into this project that Greg and I are doing and others. And we are going to create something that literally transforms human consciousness, because that is the only thing that matters from a collective level. In order to get there, it's the person, the individual person who chooses to get into these natural states of being, of creativity, of loving life, and just being excited to be here and facing all the difficult stuff, feeling it, and then moving beyond it. So what do you guys all say? Let's do 1 million monkey effect. Let's get 1 million people doing this regularly, online, in the world, wherever we go. I mean, this is our birthright. This life force is by far what unites all people around the world and all other life forms. So let's do that. And then we won't feel like we need all of this consumer junk. Then we won't be supporting all of these multinational corporations who we are unconsciously giving them consent to create all this stuff, and we keep buying it. So when we really prioritize knowing ourselves as soul and to consciously form a greater relationship with what we are, because in us all is this inherent, innate life force that is miraculous in how it functions. And then who we are is not separate from that. It is absolutely a part of it fully. It's just that we have forgotten for a little hiccup, a little brief amount of time, we have forgotten. And now we are remembering, and we are literally taking action by doing this internal work personally with groups and in the world. And I always tell people, you really can connect to this life force and know yourself as complete one with it, complete oneness, just so in tune with your life force that all of a sudden, all of the things that are troublesome or worrisome in the world, you suddenly don't. It's like it bounces off your field and it goes away. And when you go out into the wilderness and you're able to find a comfortable place just to be, and when you meditate in this world with all the other living creatures and plants and flora and fauna, when you have this internal connection sustained and go out into these places, the living world will respond to you. And I'm not joking. Animals will check you out. They'll want to communicate, because when we're in these states, it is the actimate, it is the most relevant expression of self-love. And it's tangible. Others feel it, animals feel it. And when they feel that coherent being that has intentionally conditioned oneself to embody self-love in harmony with this life force, the natural universe will support us to whatever level we're ready to. And I feel like World Meditation Day, this is a good time to really practice all of this. So,
I
Greg,
agree.
anything else you want to share?
I agree. And it's already in the topic, lighting up hearts on a World Meditation Day. So yeah. So I had a question as long as you brought that up then. So you said that you had a group of people actually in prison then you meditated with. So was it like it's just a small, like 5, 10 people or so, or how so when you guys actually meditated, did it give the entire atmosphere like a totally different kind of energy? And did it kind of reverberate throughout the area there, I guess you could say? All the other cells, the whole structure, the whole building.
I love that. And yeah, it really did.
Any of the
Yeah,
guards help or meditate with you guys?
they
Did
did.
they really?
Yeah, you know,
Wow.
not everybody's sitting down cross-legged just in meditation, but they all can feel it, because it's also not just deep meditative states. It expresses itself as creativity. And so when
Yes.
somebody's writing or drawing or playing music or doing something they love, and they're in that flow state and they're really making a conscious effort to sustain it, that is felt by all. But it started with me because I was at my lowest at that point. I just couldn't even believe that I got 5 years in prison. and I was right at the end of my leash, and there's all kinds of other circumstances related to it that was so stressful that every single moment I was in a dark place, like suicidal ideation. I would never do that because I know that doesn't work either. But I was at my lowest, and there was nothing I could think about aside from how angry I was, how upset I was, how scared I was, all of it, every single bit of all the things that most of us try to avoid if we can. It dominated me. So the only way that I was able to get peace from it is by practicing it. Something terrible happens, and oh yeah, that's a reminder to calm down, to just be alive, feel my heartbeat, and do that. And so I kept doing it over and over and over. And then in a few months, it just started sustaining. It was like that every day. And I'm walking around smiling, literally. Um, all that. It's like, and of course, people notice, and a lot of these men were inner city people, and they don't know about meditation or really any of that, but they felt it. And when they felt it, they were like, what is happening? Why is this happening? And that began, me trying to explain it because I didn't know really what it was at that point. I knew it felt good. I knew I was in my body. I knew that I was elevated and just grateful to be alive in a place that I would never think would help me to create that experience. And so when these other guys felt it, I kept trying to explain it to them, but they didn't really get it. And then I noticed, you know what? If I get really calm, I'm just in my being, speaking slow, and not necessarily focusing on the meaning, but just allowing the words to have a special tone or the space between the words. It's all one form of communication. And when I would slow everything down, even if I was saying things that didn't make sense to them, they felt it. And that just kept growing. And I think by the end of it, between 35 and 40 men were doing this. It was a lot. It was a big group, but it took a while.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome to hear. Any musical instruments by chance?
What, to compare this to, or that I
Well,
played?
no, that they allow you to play.
So there's a hobby craft room. And when they let you out during the day, you can go in it. And they had 5 guitars in there. And so I just wrote tons of music, songs, practice, play, had other musicians there. Sometimes they let us out. We would play music for the inmates who were there, and then they're a captive audience. So it's like it puts you right to the test of like, okay, I might not sound that great, but I'm gonna have fun doing it. So yeah, and I'll say this and then we'll get going.
Yeah.
There's something called entrainment. And if people don't know what that is, let me try to explain it. So basically, when you are in a state of coherence, meaning you are consciously connected to this life force that is causing the heart to beat, that allows every complex function of all these different systems of our body to work together in coherence. And that when we are one with all of that, we are elevated. Because when it's all in tune and you're conscious of it being in tune, you are happy, you are grateful, you are humbled. And
Awesome.
from, yeah, I could go on and on, but
Yeah. I brought that up really quick, by the way, because even last week, our echoes of healing, unlocking the power of your voice, where I brought up the ohms and everything, you know, and very synchronistic. I hopped on Gaia. I got a membership there, and they have a sound series, but I think it might actually be hosted by Greg Braden. But Greg Braden actually he took some trips, I think, over the Himalayas, and he's done some practicing with monks and everything over there. But it was very synchronistic how after last week's meditation, I see more and more of like, sound related, well, I hear the Gaia, but also some YouTube videos and stuff, basically with the sound resonance, being one of the fundamental, I guess you could say, building blocks, of life. So I want to throw that in there. I don't want to go too much into that, but we're already into it. Want to get going?
Let's do it. Yep. So everybody, wherever you are, just allow that space to support you. You can be sitting up. You could be lying down. Whatever is most comfortable. Get into that position and trust the room to support your entire body. And so while you are comfortable, just completely slow your whole nervous system down. You don't need to think what that might be or how it works. You just do it. Just calm down so much that all the systems of your body calm down with you. And so while you are relaxed, while you are supported, pay attention to your breathing. And it's just simple and slow inhales, exhales, and rhythmically, like 3 or 4 seconds on the inhale and 3 or 4 seconds on the exhale. And with all these elements of relaxation, physical support, rhythmic, gentle, but deeper breathing. Put a smile on your face and feel it in your heart, or smile from your heart. All that we're doing is putting a smile on our face, which represents an uplifted or an elevated feeling. And when you choose to smile and feel whatever it creates inside of you, that is where you have the ability to sustain that feeling. And you do that by returning to these elements. If your mind goes off in other directions, you just gently bring it right back to that feeling of your smile in your heart. Or if you start thinking of the imagined future or the remembered past, something that could be worrisome or challenging, instead of focusing on that, you just bring your attention right back to the relaxed state that occurs when all these elements are made into a habit. So we are completely relaxed. We are breathing rhythmically. We feel elevated feelings Our smile corresponds to that feeling of happiness or whatever it is for you, and you feel it in your heart. And as the pulse of your heartbeat is found in every part of your body. So you take that smile, and as your heart beats, it sends out that feeling of your smile. And when you get really good at sustaining that feeling, and when you get to be able to feel your pulse anywhere in your body, when you take the feeling of the smile, feeling the heartbeat in any point of your body. So like for now, let's say focus your attention to the palms of your hands. And so while you feel happy and while you focus in the center of your palms, if you can feel your heartbeat or the pulse of your heart in the middle of your hands, then the combination of you choosing to feel uplifted and also being able to feel the pulse in the center of your hands. This amplifies the chi or the life force that's already there. And when we do that, this amplification leads us into different forms of mastery that really all they are habits. All of this is so simple. And it is so much more in alignment with reality than worrying about distant past or feeling afraid while thinking about the future. When we bring our attention back to our body, feeling the smile that with every beat of the heart is being reverberated by you and the feeling of your smile. And that heartbeat, that is the messenger. That is the part of you that communicates to your infinite self. Again, we are not separate from this life force. We are it. It is allowing us to be here. And when the person we know ourselves to be becomes entrained with these habits and techniques, that we start to get even better at creating a habit. And so just taking feeling of the smile, the rhythm of the breathing, and feeling the heartbeat just all of that sets up the energy of our body to be entrained into deeper levels of coherence. So instead of just feeling uplifted in your heart and in your brain, you feel all the other parts of your body being entrained to that primary feeling of the heart and the mind in coherence. And the more you create this space in your awareness to feel the amplitude of this force of nature that we all are, and that everything is, even if it doesn't seem like it. When we get fully coherent, then we are in harmony with all these great celestial objects all around us. Our coherence becomes entrained by the greater coherence of the galaxy. And when we are in tune with ourselves to that degree, to the degree that we are actually feeling what it's like to be supported by systems way bigger than all of these systems of men that are breaking down. And so if I'm totally coherent, and then I go and hang out with a couple friends who then start to create similar situation in their own body, those three people together getting into these states amplifies the power times three. And it doesn't stop there. When three people are in coherence together at the same time, by creating the environment for coherence in the body, our breathing, feeling of the smile, the ability to feel the heartbeat in any part of the body. When three people get in tune with that for themselves, and from that place, they all become amplified. And that life force begins to become even more powerful. And when you get a few people who are really good at doing this, and all they did was just make a habit of it, that's all it is. But those three people who have made that habit, and because they made the habit, they've gotten really good at sustaining that feeling of connection within their own body. When other people come near those people, the coherence of the group begins to entrain others who maybe aren't in that state yet. And maybe they don't want to be in that state. And if so, just they go away. But the ones who are open to whatever is happening, they become entrained by the level of personal and group coherence with those three people, that energy literally entrains somebody else. Think of a guitar. If you hit one string on that guitar, the others vibrate with it. It's called sympathetic resonance. That means the one string that is plucked, that has the strongest vibrational power, will cause the other strings around it to resonate, create their own tone. So are we. We are like that and so much more powerful. When we are in harmony with our life force and we are conscious of it, then we remember our birthright. We remember how powerful we have the capacity to be in a world that wants us to sell out, in a world that is so lost that it's grasping at anything it can to bring us right into this infinite downward spiral into chaos and negativity. But that can only take you down if you are either not aware or not conscious, or if you choose to go down with it. And when you're in connection, and if the world around of humans, if they can't adjust to that, or they are so lost that they don't even want to find themselves, they are addicted to who they are because they don't know what they come from. And the what is the source. It is literally the animating principle of life force that's causing the heart to beat. It's causing all of these systems in and around our body to resonate with the primary focus that an individual bestows upon themselves. And in simpler terms, that means a habit. We literally chose to focus on knowing and having a more conscious relationship with our life force. And from that habit, we are in connection. We are not selling out because there is nothing to sell to. We are over tripping and falling in the dark, stumbling for just a quick glimpse of relief from the incessant turmoil we create by projecting stress-based states of being like it's all there was. We are done with that. We are choosing to not be in a state of being that most humans are in because they don't even know what they are or why they are. And it's fascinating because there's so many of them who are so used to being like that that they aren't open to anything other than who they think they are, their human identity, their personality. That addiction to who we think we are is so powerful in how it is created and sustained, but it's all done from a state of unconsciousness. We didn't know what we were doing back then, but now we do. And because of that, the same mistakes we made in the past, we don't need to make them anymore. We choose to walk forward at peace with our past, feeling excited and enthusiastic about our future because we forgave ourselves from all that happened before, and life will affirm that we are no longer the pain and suffering of what was. So you're in a complete state of relaxation. You're breathing slowly and rhythmically. You're in a safe space that's got your body supported. And you're feeling that self-love from your smile that feels like happiness. And that is amplified from that place of total calm while focused on the most important relationship ever. This invisible, beyond genius, intelligent life force that is already running all the systems of our body that are so complex and that science can't replicate. That's what we are. And nobody can take that from us unless we choose to give ourselves up. And when we stay in states like this, others around will become entrained, not because we're trying to. It's just a byproduct or a side effect of the levels of internal coherence with our life force that we are sustaining. And so with all these elements together, take your awareness and literally expand it in all directions at once. See if you can feel your own energy field expanding out to new levels of ineffable life force that is in coherence. Let your awareness spread out in every direction, way beyond the size of what we think this earth is. Give yourself permission to be that big because you already are. You just didn't know it yet, or you just haven't returned to that knowing yet. And so here I am My awareness of my energy field is expanding in all directions beyond the size of this planet. And you're here doing the same. And with all the other individuals around the world on this meditation day, we have the ability to create these fields of collective connection in harmony with the life force to the degree that we are affecting everybody on this earth. And again, we're not trying to do that. It's just a byproduct of us allowing ourselves to be as big as we choose with thousands or millions of others around the world who are also meditating with us now. Really smile. You can't feel all of that connectivity. It's totally fine. And if you can find it within yourself to trust that you're in the process of being as connected as you choose to be, smile. Because the masses of human consciousness here is in a very stagnant or stuck level. But here we are. Who knows how many individuals around the world are meditating right now with us. And we are creating a web of connectivity of heart and brain, whole body, whole soul coherence with millions of others everywhere. And in this web of connectivity, we are united, and we know that we have the ability to love ourselves and this life force to whatever degree we're ready to put effort in to this relationship, just like any other relationship. Only this is the most important relationship, because without it, we wouldn't be here. So when we choose to apply self-love by combining all of these elements that we've spoken about tonight, when we connect with others who do, it will have an effect so powerful that we have to be prepared in stages to realize that power. And we are so powerful now that from this place of calm connectedness, from the realization that something incredible is happening, something that as we were conceived, each one of us here now and alive on this planet already overcame insurmountable odds to be the one that it's fertilized by our mother. We overcame odds that are impossible. And yet somehow we come into this world with temporary amnesia. But the fog is starting to clear away, because you cannot destroy creative energy. It can only be transformed, and not by force, not by cruelty or anger or chaos. The only way to change the energy of this world is to transform the way we are in relation to it in our being. And we are all doing that together with everybody else. And with all of that said, let's plant a seed of knowing that who and what we are is being primed to feel and realize ourselves from the inside out more connected than ever in this life. Allow us to feel the possibility and potential of our intention of choosing to plant this seed. And through our consistent focus of revisiting that seed and nurturing it with self-love, watering it with forces that are beyond the scope of words. We are life force that is infinite. And when we get in tune with it, even if the mind can't understand it, we are supported by it individually and collectively. And so as we planted that seed of nurturing self-awareness in harmony with everything external to us, put a big smile on your face and feel your heart reverberate that feeling into infinity, as big as you're ready to be, or as small. We are simultaneously both. We are infinite all around and infinite within. And even that is something that becomes self-evident as we create these internal habits. So if anybody wants to hang out and stay in a state like this, feel free to do that. And for everybody else, take your hands, rub them together, create heat from the friction. Put the palms of your hands over your eyes and be peace, be love, and be strong. We are all so much more powerful than we know. And we are getting to know that while we're here. And that is exciting. So please like, love, share, tag, help us get the word out. Literally, we're going to set up a massive campaign, whether it's 100 monkeys, 1,000, 10,000, a million. I know we can. And that's what we're going to do. And just imagine what it would be like being connected with a group of individuals meditating together regularly in big numbers. And I will be posting more studies to show that. And please share, like, love, all that. And if anybody has any quick things to say, or you, Greg, couldn't hear you. Your mute
I
was
was
on.
on mute. Your 5-10 minute meditations. Want to let everybody
Oh,
know
yeah.
about those?
No, thank you for bringing that up. So, yeah, a lot of people, since Greg and I started doing this over a year ago, there's been many who reach out who want to do this. They want to practice and make these habits that are being taught and expressed from all this, but they don't have 45 minutes to an hour to do a meditation every day. But they do have 5 to 10 minutes every day, and actually multiple times a day. You have a 5 minute meditation, or that can go up to 10. You can do that 3 times per day. And in doing that, you are creating a habit consistently in shorter blocks. So you're focusing, you're doing your meditation that's 5 minutes long, and any break you get, you do it. All you got to do is listen to what's being said and feel how it's being expressed. And you will build all of those neural networks and pathways that we talk about that are made by you with self-love. So there's so many of them that are made, and we will make whatever anybody wants us to. So please comment if you want to do that. And yeah, they're great. Little short. What did Grandpa Bill say? I want to see. I love.
Yeah, we have a lot of projects going on, guys. It's all coming together. We're on different tangents, but yeah, everything is going to be coming all together, and it's going to be grand. It'll
Small
be great.
stitches makes a huge quilt when sewn together. Yes.
Yeah. All
All
right.
right. Yeah.
Well, thank you everybody for attending, and everyone have a great rest of the week, and we will see you next Tuesday.
Yeah. And happy meditation day.
Absolutely. Happy meditation, everyone. Bye bye.